Hello friends, I'm back and I am talking today about one of my favourite topics to talk about, and that is the fourth trimester. So keep watching to find out more. But as usual, a quick introduction from me. Hello, I'm Jen. I'm from jenniferbutler.com.au. I'm an early parenting consultant that is dedicated to helping parents enjoy the simple joys and intimate early days of these early years. And I do this by helping you get to know, understand, and support your baby and toddler in the areas of sleep and settling, breastfeeding and general feeding, and behaviour and emotions. So if you're interested in hearing a little bit about what I've got to say, head to my website www.jenniferbutler.com.au and sign up to my mailing list. When you sign up, I send you a free clean sleeping guide, and then you also get notified of when I release these new videos once a fortnight on a Tuesday. So head on over. Okay, so what is the fourth trimester? The reason it's called the fourth trimester is the whole idea is to get you into the way of thinking that it's an extension of the 3 trimesters of pregnancy, and that's why I really love the term. The idea is that the fourth trimester is transitioning your baby from womb life to room life. So when your baby is in your tummy, they have this environment that is absolute perfection to them. They are swaddled and contained in that tight little tummy. They get rocked and swung all day. They're held by you all day. They have a constant food source. They don't have to ask for it. They're super warm, and there's some background noise that is just that familiarity and that familiar sound that help to keep them content and contained. So it's like, the bee's knees of the environment. And then what happens is they get born into this big wide world where suddenly everything that was constant for them is no longer constant, and they have to actually demand it. And this can be a huge transition for almost every single baby. That's why we always hear about the unsettled babies, the colicky babies, the babies that just won't sleep. There's just so much that goes on in these newborn days, and it's often just as a result of a tough transition for them from the intrauterine environment to the external environment. So there's lots we can do though to help ease this transition, which I'm going to talk about right now. Okay, so tip number 1 on helping ease the transition from womb life to room life, and that is to baby wear. So whether that is physically getting a wrap or a carrier of some description and popping your new little babe safely into one of these devices, or whether it's simply holding your baby while you sit on the couch, chuck on some Netflix and hang out. Whatever that looks like to you, whatever is most practical, then I strongly encourage you to just hold your baby. They've just come from an environment where they are literally held from you 24/7 and have done so for the last 9 months. But then for some reason, culturally along the way, we have, grown this expectation where bub has to go into their bassinet or their cot and just sleep there independent of mum or dad. And it's just not, for some babies they'll do that, that's fine. And for some sleeps they'll be happy to do that. But for so many babies, this is just such a foreign concept for them. And then it's no surprise that they don't sleep well, or they don't sleep for long, and they're unsettled and all of the things. So I definitely encourage you to hold your baby whenever you can. They're going to sleep better. They're not going to be so overstimulated. And it's just going to ease the transition into this new big wide world for them. Okay, tip number 2 is swaddle. So in the scenario that you are popping your babe down in another place for sleep that's safe and set up as per SIDS guidelines, then one of the best things you can do is to swaddle your baby. So just like being held all day, they were in an environment where their little limbs were completely contained. And you may have noticed that your baby has quite a reactive reflex where they startle and they bring their arms up suddenly out from the side and inward when they hear a loud noise, when they're cold, when they're picked up suddenly. That's called the Moro reflex, and it's a very normal reflex and actually a reflex we check for when we do checks of your baby. But you can also see that that cheeky little reflex is going to cause a bit of an issue if your baby's arms aren't contained. And that can potentially lead to them waking more often, not sleeping as soundly, and just disrupting their sleep quality. So swaddling your baby to mimic the way that they were in utero, and most babies actually have a hand to heart sort of posture when they're in utero. So trying to mimic this can be the best way to swaddle your baby. I did a video on the angel wrap, which is a way to achieve the hands to heart swaddle, and I'll make sure to link to that video in the show notes. Make sure to check that out, because that is going to be one of the best ways you can help ease the transition into the big wide world for your baby. And my third big tip on helping the transition in the 4th trimester is allow your baby to suck. Now, what this might look like is suckling on the breast. It could be offering a dummy or a pacifier so your baby can suck on that, or it could be sucking on a bottle. Babies love to suck, and lots of babies actually suck on their fists, on their fingers, on their thumbs in utero. And so often these babies might often come out also sucking on their fingers, thumbs, and fists when they're outside of the tummy. But if your baby isn't doing that, I can assure you that if you offer them something to suck on, if they're a little bit grizzly, if they seem overstimulated, a dummy or a breast or a bottle or something for them to suck on is going to help to lull them into a beautiful deep sleep. So sucking is one of the best things that you can offer for your baby to help ease the transition from womb life to room life. Okay, that is all from me today. My top 3 tips on helping ease the transition through the 4th trimester to make it the most enjoyable for you as a parent and to make it the easiest as possible for your little babe. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to leave a comment below, tag your friends, share it around, do all the things. And also head on over to my website to sign up to my mailing list so you're notified of when I release these new videos once a fortnight on a Tuesday. I will be back in another fortnight with a brand new video, so I will catch you then. Have a great week.